Shout out Q. Shout out Q.
And talking about this next game, you guys are going to be back at home. I'm sure you guys are excited to get out there, taking from that first regular season game. What are you guys going to, I guess, maybe capitalize on for your home game?
Yeah, this home opener for us, everyone is excited. It's gonna be good on Saturday because those guys been working hard preseason. They've been putting the work. That's a special group. I think we're gonna have a lot of special thing happen this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing them enjoy the moment.
So going back, obviously getting that point was pretty huge because there was a goal in the first half, goal in the second half. Just collectively, how is practice looking this week so far going into your home opener? I know there was a lot of energy last week, but this week going into the home opener.
I think that this week is last week was we were going away. We don't know how we haven't seen San Antonio play. So we play against North Carolina during the preseason. So we know this time what we expected from them. But San Antonio was different. This week we focus on the same thing. It's like every day we get 1% better. We'll be relentless. That's why we're gonna go the whole season. Yeah.
So when you play a team once before, because they're kind of thinking the same thing with you guys. Oh, we've played each other before. Do you think it's more of a good or a bad thing that you faced a team before in the preseason when the score didn't matter?
It's a good thing to play a team during preseason because you can see like what kind of player you're gonna be facing. So and then we watch video like what we could have done better during that game. I think it's much better to play the team like during the preseason and then when we go to the regular season, that give us like more ideas like about the team, like how they can play.
Shout out Q. Shout out Q.
Tell us what you have.
So I have those magnet schedule that you can put on your fridge, and
Nice.
that's let's take pictures
Nice.
for the first 1,000 fans coming to Segra Field on the home opener this weekend.
What's sort of the emotion, the mindset going into this home opener? Obviously, a lot of energy last week gearing up for your first road game, but now the home opener, your home crowd. I know the home crowd stands pretty strong over at Segra Field.
Yeah, obviously we come from a good result, and the fans are excited to come for the first game. Last year they were huge, a lot of support, and I know they're ready to pack the fields and push us and have a great result this weekend.
And when you obviously began your season on the road, so you kind of have those first game jitters out of the way. Do you think that's a positive as you get ready to hopefully start off your home opener with a win?
Yeah, 100%. We waited a long time for the first game, so now it's done. There was a lot of emotions, and now we're ready for the first home game. We focused, ready to train hard this week and be ready for this weekend.
Looking back on the draw in San Antonio, tough place to play, first of all. What can you say about the resiliency of the team being a man down so early, still coming back in the very end, not giving up to come out with a point?
Yeah, that was fantastic. San Antonio is a great stadium, great fans, one of the best teams in the league. Like you said, we go man down. It's unfortunate, but I think we had each other's back. We had Cristiano's back, and then everyone worked really hard. I mean, to see the guys running up and down the field to the last second shows how much we care and how much we work for each other.
And why is that you think that's important for you guys to rally around Cristiano? He said that he did, feel bad about what happened, and it's only happened one other time in his pro career, but things like this do happen in this game. Why was it important for you guys to still uplift him?
Because it happens to everyone. This time it was Cristiano. Might be me next weekend. Might be someone else doing something different, or the same thing that might happen again. And when it happens, you want teammates to have your back. And I think this year we have a very tight group. And when it happened, nobody blamed him personally. We knew we had to work harder to get results, and he apologized. And there's no need to apologize for me. We just work for each other, no matter what happens.
And then defensively, obviously, end score was 2-2. What do you guys take from this past game? Obviously, being down a man doesn't help at all. But what are some things you or defensively could do better at as a team going into this home?
Well, you don't want to concede 2 goals. It makes it harder to win games. But again, we play against a very good team. We're 1 man down. I'm not gonna go in details with what we have to do because who knows who's watching. But we just we make sure that those little mistakes don't happen again. So that the least goals we concede, the more chances we have to win.
Coach, obviously emotions pretty high early with the red card, but the team rallying around him. Just what can you tell us about that and the team coming together in support of one of your players?
Yeah, I think one big thing that we said at the beginning of the year was we have to be the most connected team, and we have to be the team with the best chemistry in the league. So we spent a lot of time on getting to know each other and how do we handle adversity, and when situations come up, how do we come together as opposed to try to solve problems individually. So for me, that was an incredibly proud moment when the guys stepped up and they stayed in the game and in a tough situation, in a very tough environment, found a way to really galvanize and get a result, a man down, which was tremendous.
Which early on, obviously San Antonio started the goal scoring and Zach Ryan quickly. Then in the second half, believe late in the 80th minute, early 90th minute, you have Flores with that late goal. How huge was that in the tough environment in San Antonio to come away with that point with the draw?
Yeah, it's a massive point. It's one of the best teams in the league. They won the league 2 years ago, and they had the 5th best home record in the league of all teams last year. So to go into their environment, which we knew would be tough with 11, so to get it with 10 guys was a tremendous night, and I think it's a big momentum boost for the guys, especially after we missed a really good opportunity before we scored with Drew Skunders missed a really big chance. So for us to move on from that within about 2 minutes and get the equalizer was tremendous.
One thing you said at the beginning of the season was how great that veteran leadership was when you get into tough situations, like when you were in man down, being able to still come together. How did you see that veteran leadership kind of play out with the result?
Yeah, I think the first thing they did was, come right over to the bench and figure out, okay, well, what is the plan? How are we going to do it? And so it was, okay, collectively we figured out how we wanted to kind of tweak the formation. And then it was for them to execute. And the great thing to see was when someone was pulled out of position or something happened, they just covered for each other. Or if something didn't go right, it was never a complaint. It was always, let's move on to the next play and let's just try to get through the next 5 minutes and get through the next 5 minutes. And we told them at halftime, if you can hang in there until the 80th minute, we're going to make a couple changes to push to win it. And they hung in there, and we gave up the goal early in the second half, so it wasn't to win it, but it was to get an equalizer. So for us, it was the experience was great, and to have it on the field is almost like 2 or 3 different coaches, so it just makes my life and my staff's life much easier.
And then speaking of Cristiano, kind of like what happened, what led to him, kind of going into the player, he said that he was being disrespectful to him, so he was standing up for himself. As a coach, everybody kind of has a different opinion. What is, I guess, your stance on your players standing up for themselves out on the field? Because emotions are high, especially during a game.
Yeah, I fully obviously support Cristiano in terms of what he brings to the team, but I also think he needs to handle his emotions in the right direction, and then that's a conversation we've had where it wasn't right what happened to him, obviously, and I think the other player should have gotten a yellow card for it. He didn't, but he's got to handle his emotions within the scope of the team performance. And I think that's where we focused this morning in terms of the video review. It wasn't anything really more than we've got to be the most disciplined team in the league. We can't take a red card on the road for 65 minutes and expect to win games. I think that's the important thing. So for me, I'd rather him handle it as score a goal, score 2 goals, win the game, and get out of there and control his emotions a little bit better. But he will learn, we will learn, and I think that's the best part about it is can we be more disciplined now so this isn't hitting us in June and July.
We spoke last week about the energy and practice going into your first game. What's the energy like going into your home opener? I know Loudoun United and their fans travel very well and pack the stands for home games.
Yeah, and it was also great in San Antonio. We walked off the field, and there's a handful of Loudoun Stampede cheering everybody on. So it's great to see them in the enemy's territory. So for us, we're excited for the home opener. The guys have been working very hard. Obviously, we got a really good result on the weekend in a tough place, and I think everybody's really excited to turn the page towards NCFC and more importantly, playing the Segra. So energy's high. Guys are excited, and I think the result went a long way with it. But even without the result, I think just the performance itself and the way that they battled and competed and were resilient was a big stepping stone. So the result for me was a byproduct of the process.
Playing NCFC in the preseason, does that sort of help you game plan for the game this Saturday?
Yeah, it makes it easier because you've seen them before. Obviously, they've grown a lot since that was February 3rd, so over a month. They've grown a lot, but we've also grown a lot. So I think it's going to be an interesting one to see who's grown further and who's kind of can implement the game plan a little bit better. And that's what we'll be focused on our side of things for sure still early in the season.
You mentioned the resiliency a bit coming from that last game. How important do you think it was for your team to see how, in a really tough situation on the road, they could get through it, escape with a point, going into this home opener?
Oh, it was massive. And to come back twice from a goal down is a big statement in itself, but to do it, really a man down and to do it for so long and really created a number of really good chances in the process. So for us, it's a big momentum boost. It's a big positive where we can really look to build on this. And like I said, to get anything away from San Antonio is a great step. But now it really becomes, can we defend Segra and can we make this a really, really tough place to play? And can we have one of the better home records in the league, which is our focus for Saturday.